Okay, hi, I'm Sue Keister. I'm president of Keister Consulting, Inc., a forestry and resource management company. So about 10 years ago, we were contacted by the staff at Camp Cutler to provide forest management advice and execution of timber sale contracts and other natural resource programs. And so we work here in doing that. We partner with the DEC. The DEC actually, New York State Department of Environmental Conservation, actually oversees the projects that we implement. They updated and maintain the forest management plan here at Camp Cutler, and then we execute the recommendations contained in that plan. A lot of the work that we do involves logging or loggers, and we have accomplished things like harvesting and salvaging trees that were going to die or are dying as a result of gypsy moth and other invasive species. We've also done habitat and wildlife improvement work and also timber stand improvement work, which benefits the residual trees left behind. We take some and leave some and just make the forest healthier and better. So Camp Cutler is interesting. It's a beautiful place. There's a lot of trees here. They're large trees, but they're old trees, and they've succumbed to gypsy moth in the late 80s, the ice storm in 1991, and most recent gypsy moth or invasion over the last 2 years. So, and I should correct that, we now call gypsy moth spongy moth, so really get the nomenclature down. So the issue is every tree has an end date, an expiration date, and which means that every forest has a start date. So the cutting up on top on Camp Cutler this year is about connecting those two phases of the forest. We've ended the life of the forest that was here. It was even aged. The trees, we figure, were 100 and 120 years old. They had grown, they had survived all these challenges, and it was time for them to move on. And in doing so, we did it at a time when there was a good nut crop, acorn crop, and also that enough management activity had occurred on Camp Cutler so that the deer pressure was relieved, because there's so much food here now the deer can't eat it all, because deer browse has been a real problem in restarting the forest and managing the forest at Camp Cutler. So now with this activity at the top of the hill, we've opened up an area large enough to establish and encourage the regeneration of oak, which is really an amazing thing in the Finger Lakes area, because we have many, many, many acres of mature oak forest in the Finger Lakes area, but not much areas of new oak forest. And everyone's excited to see what that's going to bring. We already have the oak coming up. We've examined that and established that. This is good for the bird populations, for bears, for deer, not to eat all of our regen, but to browse as they walk through, a little bit here, a little bit there. The tops that were left in place will protect our regen, so that's a good thing there. And yeah, we're excited to mix up the age class here so that we don't have a monoculture forest all of one age that could really succumb to a weather event or an insect event and totally get wiped out all at once. We're trying to patch up the forest, make different age classes so that it's a healthy, resilient forest for years and years to come.